Hello everyone, that Manga Kid here to do the first kind of half-ish of the month wrap-up of the 30 and 30 challenge. I will put all of the folks who are running it in the description with links to their channels so you can go check them out. I figured it would be too many books by the end of the month to do a full kind of wrap-up, so I figured I'd just do kind of a mid-month wrap-up. And before I get into this, I just want to mention that I've also read during this time Absolute Obedience, which is a BL series. I read it digitally on my Kobo, so I don't have that to show you. But next time I do my BL manga roundup review video, that one will be a part of it. I read Attack on Titan Volume 26, and I have that in the Colossal editions, which are 5 volumes in one, and I was too lazy to carry the giant volume over here, so I didn't. And then I also read Goodbye Eri from, is it Tatsuki Fujimoto? The person who did Chainsaw Man, the new one-shot on the Shonen Jump app, which was excellent. Highly recommend reading Goodbye Eri if you haven't already. Anyway, into the physical volumes that I read so far in April. I started off the readathon with Play It Cool Guys. This is by Kokone Nata. This is a very short, released by Yen Press, full-color series about these beautiful guys who are all quite awkward. And so they kind of just, it's really, really short vignettes about these guys kind of going about their day-to-day lives and getting themselves into really awkward situations. And they're trying to play it off, as intentional or, like they meant to do something, when in reality they just kind of goofed up a little bit. But yeah, so this first volume was pretty good. It starts off with them all kind of separately existing, and then we see how they kind of all intertwine, or their lives all kind of intersect. So I'm excited to read more of this. This is the only volume I have. I wanted to try it out because these are quite expensive, being in full color and for the very short thing that it is. But lots of fun. Great way to start the readathon because it's just simple, stupid humor with really nice artwork. Then I went on to volume 11 of Love at 14. I really, really, really enjoy this series. It is about a bunch of different middle school students all kind of experiencing love and, unrequited love or requited love in the case of our main characters. And this volume had some really good character progression for these two, or relationship progression for these two. And I believe this series is coming to a close at some point soon. Very happy to have this volume, and it was quite enjoyable. Then I read volume 3 of Phantom Tales of the Night by Matsudi, and this is a fantastic series. I absolutely love this series. This was a great, palate cleanser from the 2 previous volumes of very sweet, kind of wholesome content to this ridiculous, dark, twisted, kind of yokai-esque story that I greatly enjoy. Then, continuing on with the twisted, bizarre, I read Gigant Volume 6 by Hiroya Oku. I enjoy this series. It's not for everybody, for absolute sure, but I think that it's just bizarre enough to keep me interested. It's very fast-paced, as per usual with Oku's works, and I guess I don't like any of the characters, but to be honest, I don't think I've read any, aside from Inuyashiki, where I really liked the main older man. No characters from Hiroya Oku's works do I actually like, but that's not why I'm reading it. I'm reading it because the art is so cool looking, the action scenes are awesome, and it's just so bizarre. That it keeps me intrigued and entertained. Next up, I read Kisses, Macarons, and Lonely Pie. Love the cover art. It's just so kind of striking and colorful. This is a short story collection by Hyogo Kijima, sorry. Currently I cannot read today. And this is a Kuma imprint release. This is just it's yaoi. It's yaoi short stories. I actually quite enjoyed it. But yeah, it was fun. Then I read volume 1 of Seaside Stranger. This is Ki Kana, is the creator. Gorgeous artwork on the cover. Gorgeous artwork inside. This is a BL story that I really loved. I am excited for more volumes of this. I just don't have any more to read at this point. But I love small town sort of countryside vibes, and this kind of gives me that, or it does give me that. Yeah, really cute. Then I read what will probably be one of my new favorite manga that I own, Robo Sapiens, Tales of Tomorrow. This is by Taranosuke Shimada. This was incredible. I will be doing a full video on this, but this was absolutely incredible series about humanity kind of ending and robots kind of existing beyond humanity. It's really incredible. I very much enjoyed it. It's kind of stories of that seem kind of one-off, but then you realize how connected they are, and that all of these little vignettes kind of piece together the history of the inhabitants of Earth, basically, of how humans and animals and robots have coexisted, and how that all turns out for everybody. Absolutely phenomenal. Then I read Orochi by Kazuo Umez. This was great. I really greatly enjoyed this. I love horror manga, and Kazuo Umez, I loved The Drifting Classroom. And so I was very excited to see this was coming, and this did not disappoint. I'm going to do a first impressions video on this one as well, coming soon, hopefully. Then I read volume 10 of Flying Witch. I love Flying Witch. I don't really like fantasy sort of stories, but this one is again, small town vibes, out in the countryside, young woman learning to be a witch. So she's in training, and it's just got enough like realism in it with a mixture of the fantasy elements that it's so enjoyable to me, and it's really calming, and I love when a new volume comes out. Next up, I read volumes 1 and 2 of My Love Mix-Up. I've got a first impressions of this. I don't remember if it's already out or it's coming out soon, but this is one that everyone's talking about, and for me, does not disappoint. Excellent new shoujo series. Then I read volume 2 of Madoc, or Mad K. This is the kind of Eroguro BL story set in hell, basically. Very disturbing, very disgusting, but there's something so captivating about this story that I just cannot wait for the next volume. This is so engrossing. I just found myself enamored with this world, and our main character is so interesting, and everybody around him is also so fascinating. I'm so excited for this series. Next up, I read 2 volumes, volume 11 and 12 of Bakimonogatari. We're in the Koyomi Vamp section of the story, so a lot of action in these 2 particular volumes in particular, and the art is stunning as always with Oh Great, and just enjoying my time re-experiencing this story in manga format. Then I read volume 4 of Even Though We're Adults, another installment of this very I think, captivating story of these two women, who've fallen in love with each other, one of whom is married and trying to come to terms with those kind of feelings, that of these newly discovered feelings for this woman she's met, and yeah, just progressing the story and really enjoying the direction it's going in. Then I read the first omnibus volume of Alice in Borderland. This was great. I loved the Netflix series, which is why I was excited to pick this up. And this is different. Like, there's a lot of differences. There's a lot of similarities, but there's also a lot of different chunks in this. So if you've already watched the series and you're like, I don't need to re-experience the story, just know there are things in here that were not in the series. They changed a lot of things. And so, it's a nice, new, different experience reading the manga, and quite enjoyed that. Then I read volume 2 of Taiyo Matsumoto's number 5. This volume was more easy to follow than the first volume, so I am excited to read more. I think I have the rest of the series at this point, so I can actually finish this now. But at this point, I've only read up to volume 2. So yeah, very different from his other stuff that we've gotten in English. I prefer the kind of stories set in realistic settings, but this is exciting to see different kind of artwork, because there's a lot of animals and different things, landscapes and things in this series that, we just don't get from his other series that are set in, cities or school kind of settings, right? So it is interesting to see his artwork in a different kind of way. Then I read Casa-San and Yamada. This is volume 2, but volume 7 of the Casa-San and series. I love this Girls Love series. I think it's very cute. I think it's charming. I think it's relatable in a lot of ways. And they're now in college and they're dealing with kind of being apart and trying to stay connected. Always nice to see a new volume of that one. Then I read volume 3 of My Love Mix-Up. Still continued to be incredible. And then I read 3 volumes 11, 12, and 13 of Kimi Nitoroke. If you've watched some of my other videos, my goal is to reread this entire series this year and do a full video review of it. So I'm just kind of plugging away at it. I love this romance. It's 30 volumes long. So it's one of the longer running shoujo series that we have in English. And I think it's for a reason. I think it's well justified. It's very funny and charming and just lovely. And I'm really enjoying my time rereading it. Then I read Iotsubato Volume 2. This is a adorable, funny, charming series. Again, small town vibes about this young girl, Yotsuba, kind of just existing in the world, and her neighbors and friends and everybody kind of existing around her and getting caught up in her shenanigans. So very relaxing read that I highly recommend and greatly enjoy. And then I read Teasing Master Takagisan Volume 2. This is another one I absolutely love the anime for, and I'm very much enjoying the manga. This is so much fun. It's a teasing one, but this one is a lot more wholesome than something like Don't Toy With Me, Miss Nagatoro, which I also love. But this one is much sweeter and cuter, and it just makes my heart beat faster. Like it's so cute, and you're just like, oh my god, the two of you are adorable, and they're in middle school, and you're like, they could date, or they could just keep flirting in a really ridiculous way, and it's so entertaining and adorable. So anyway, and the covers are gorgeous. I think there's a lot of detail and really beautiful artwork on them. But anyway, that's everything I've read so far in April, and hopefully I'll be able to do a wrap-up for the rest of the month, but I just wanted to check in at where I was at. Like I said, everybody who is hosting this 30 and 30 manga challenge, I will leave in the description below, so you can check out their channels and everything. But yeah, thanks for watching.